What up, guys? Kevin here. You can follow me on Threads. My username is I don't know. I don't even remember. I just wanted to see what number I would be. I think I ended up at like 1.1 million sign up. And shout out to all these Twitter and Twitter wannabe apps. Can there be an app where I hit follow on somebody and that's all the tweets I see are people I follow? Twitter is bad. Threads is worse. Threads is just like, oh, here's a bunch of celebrities that you're not following, but hey, we got to fill up your timeline with junk. Somebody will figure it out. Somebody will. But I think people haven't figured out Final Fantasy 16 yet. And then I have, and I want to talk about it because there's a lot of hatred surrounding this game. And I would like to say I don't know why, but people are just haters. I think a lot of it's coming from Nintendo guys who are overanalyzing the sales charts. We'll get to that. And then we got people who live in a world where they've expected Final Fantasy 16 to be made just for them. And it's not. And the expectations to me were clear from the get-go. Especially if you play Final Fantasy 14, the main scenario quests. That's really what Final Fantasy 16 is. It's just an expansion to Final Fantasy 14 in a way. I mean, it's not related, but the layout, even like the quests and how everything works is pretty similar. You got some big epic boss, and then you got people call it mundane. I like the mundane, the middle parts between the next big thing that's happening, but I think overall the pace is good. But let's save that for the end of the video. Let's talk about sales, because I'm seeing a lot of Nintendo bozos just filled with glee because Final Fantasy 16 second week sales dropped 90% in Japan, at least. First week it did like 330,000 plus, and now the second week it did like 36,000. That's usually what happens. That's usually what happens. When it doesn't work that way, that's because the game didn't have much hype to begin with, and then people bought it, and the word of mouth started spreading, people saying the game is good, and that's when you see like, oh my god, it actually grew or only dropped like 40%. But no, Final Fantasy 16 still sitting over 3 million sales-wise on a singular platform, the PS5, is pretty damn good. It is pretty damn good. Now, I will be shocked. Well, I won't be shocked because I did read one article and someone said, like, hey, unless there's a price cut, this thing is not going to sell much more copies. I expect there will be a price cut, especially around Black Friday. And I think Black Friday it'll be one of the default games I think you should get if you get a PS5. But yeah, I expect 5 million by the end of the year. I think it's going to get there, and I think that will be pretty damn good for a game that's only on PS5. The thing about Nintendo bozos is, even though it kind of breaks my heart because I'm a huge Xenoblade Chronicles fan, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 has not hit 2 million, which is ridiculous. It hasn't even hit, what would that be? Like less than 2%? About less than 2% of the Switch install base haven't even bought Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And these are the guys that are talking shit about Final Fantasy sales. Oh, but it's a storied franchise. It's the 16th one. Like, yeah, it's the 16th one. Let's get 16 Xenoblade Chronicles and see if they're still selling 3 million plus within a week. I love to see it. I would love to see it. But I don't know. The Nintendo guys are super weird. Super weird. It's like they kind of stay in hiding, then every now and then they just pop up and show their weirdness out to everybody. And we're like, ugh, get away from me. Get away from me. How old are you and you're gushing about Nintendo? All right, now let's talk about the criticism of Final Fantasy 16, because I just watched Code Carnage review somebody who I knew right away. I'm like, dude, this is a very cinematic game. You're not going to like it. And that's exactly what happened. I don't know. It's just these streamers who like play games that you just know they're not into. I feel like they do. I want to say they do harm to the game, but it's just like, what are you wasting your time for? You want to be in it, and I get it. I'm somebody that wants to be into games, and I play games, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm into this. And at the end of the day, I'm like, nah, I'm just not feeling it. And I've learned a long time ago, like, you just don't play the game. Just don't play the game. Every now and then I'll suffer through like a God of War Ragnarok. That is very rare. Very rare. But I like God of War 2018. This game, people have issues. And I'm looking at it from the standpoint of, yeah, their issues are valid, I would guess. But I'm getting an awesome story with awesome characters. To me, that's a huge 1-2 punch of being a great game. That's it. Characters and a great story. And the combat is pretty fun. I know people have issues that it's, I don't know if it's like really basic, but it's definitely easy. It's definitely on the easy side. Now I come at it from the standpoint of more of like kind of a practice mode of just putting together fun combos and seeing what comes out of it. Because every once in a blue moon, I'll start getting my ass kicked. I'm like, oh, that's not fun. That's not fun. Is that what people want? In a game like this where you need to put combos together for it to feel satisfying to just every 2 seconds get hit. And when you get hit, everything cancels your combo or whatever. The skill set you're using gets canceled out. No. But, it is something that could have used a little bit harder difficulty. I just would have loved that there was holy shit, this part is really hard. I need to go grind. I haven't had that yet. I don't think I will. I think I'm getting close to beating the game. But yeah, people just don't like the game. And the people that don't like the game, I think that's fair for them to not like it. But at the same time, the game's just not for you. It's just not for you. And everyone's like, well, every Final Fantasy game is different. Okay, this one's just not for you. Go away. Go away. Quit clogging my timeline with your negativity because I'm loving the game. And I just think you're weird. I just think you're not, I don't know. I think a lot of gameplay loving bozos. If you're like, I need gameplay 24/7 in my video games, yeah, you're probably going to hate this game. Because I love the cutscenes. I love the interaction between all the characters. Like, not sure what people were expecting, especially after playing that demo. Like, people played the demo and loved it and then went on to hate the game. I'm like, the game is just more of the demo, except it's over 50, 60 hours. And there's parts that open up. There's parts where if you just want to concentrate on gameplay, you can go. There's quite a few big open areas. You can just go fight stuff. There's a hunt board and everything. People have issues with the side quests. I don't know why they have issues with the side quests. Every game is pretty much go here, go here, do this thing, come back, report. I don't know. And the side quests, the lore, the stories those side quests tell are just amazing. It's so amazing. It's some of the best like writing in the game and all games. But people have issues with the game, which is fine. But I don't know. I just have issues with people. You just know, like, you're not going to be into this. Go away. Shoo. And I think it's going to affect. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't get listed as Game of the Year. It should. It should, at least nominated. But, again, I'm biased. I'm loving the game. My Game of the Year currently. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts right there. Just feel like I put up an update video. I probably will have it beat. If not this weekend, maybe next week. And I'll do a full review. It'll probably just be this rehashed, but in a more positive way. But I got to go. I got to get back to work. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Later.